Hello and welcome to this Exhibitor talk live at Innovation TV at CARTES Secure Connections. I am with Olivier Sery. You are from TAS Group. You're Director, General Manager Spain and Director Business Partners for TAS Group. So could you tell us a little bit more about TAS Group?
Sure. Thank you and good afternoon to all. TAS Group basically is a software provider. We've been in the industry for 30 years. Providing solutions to banks, financial institutions, and basically trying to bring innovation to the payments, and financial markets, basically.
Okay. And we're here today to talk about HCE Wallets. That's our main subject. And we'll look at the fact, are they just mere tokens, or are they more than that? So just the first question to make it clear to our audience here. Who is it targeted for?
Well, the HCE is a subject that brings a lot of traffic, let's say, lately in the past year and a half. Basically, the wallet, as a sense, is for the issuer to bring a new communication channel to their cardholder. So that's what we'll be showing in the presentation. Is basically it's a new payment mean. Okay. It's complementary to the cards, complementary to all the other options banks today have to address their cardholder, and that's what we explain.
Okay, well, perfect. So let's start with a first question. Is it more secure?
It is clearly more secure, even though we were comparing things that are not completely comparable, because we are in a brand new technology which is still in the process of establishing itself, compared to a very well organized technology, which is smart card. So today, being more secure than smart card is quite difficult, but we're getting there. And we are, with the help of the smartphone, we are offering more security and more convenience, which is always, a duo, which is difficult. Convenience and security.
Yes.
You can have both.
And regarding the contactless card, I mean, you talk about it as being not yet more secured, but you're working there. So what's the process? What process are you in working towards a more secured one? Well,
it's the usual process, putting on the market, checking the user acceptance, improving the specs. For that, we've got people like Visa and MasterCard providing new evolutions and so on. And the technology is always ahead of the usage. So we have to combine this technology and the usage and make sure that we get acceptance, we get additional traffic so we can justify the investment.
Okay. And about the HCE wallet, do you have a demonstration for us, or would you like to start with this now?
We do have a demo. Actually, I didn't bring the demo for this show because making a demo of paying with a mobile is pretty much very very straightforward. You put the amount on the POS, you put your phone, and you pay, and you get a push message that says you've paid properly, and you see everything in your app. So it's not much to be seen, so that's why I brought a couple of slides we can go through and explaining a bit more of this. And obviously, you can come to the TAS Group booth on 4L48, just on the red carpet. It's simple, and you can get a full-blown demo there.
Okay, wonderful. And how soon can we get one?
Well, already. I'll say it's available now. It's working. We've got a couple of fairly nice pilots on the market in different regions. I'm based in Spain, and we got some very good experience with our Spanish issuers. It's still, as I said, a work in progress and still being fine-tuned. So the certification process is not fully finalized. So as soon as we get this completely closed and we can, get into the mass market, then we get some more options.
Okay. So can we have a little demonstration?
Okay, so basically, see if this is working. That's not. It does. Sorry. So mobile payments, what are those? Is the first question. At the end of the day, anything could be mobile payments. You can pay with an SMS. You can pay with a QR code. You can pay with so many things. You can a person-to-person transfer from different applications. So what the scope of this little presentation is really to focus on HCE, and HCE stands for host card emulation. So basically, it's the Visa MasterCard specification that put the card into the cloud, basically. So all the sensitive data of the card is put into the cloud. And this particular solution is very much issuer-centric. So that's a solution for the issuer, whether it's a financial issuer or it's just a card issuer. You know, you need to issue credential, and this is a good solution for you. This evolution of the concept of wallets, we had so many wallets already in the past, is quite interesting for the sense that you don't need any telecom operator, hardware operator. You don't need to work with those people. You can be completely independent. You got the phone, you put an app, all the information is in the cloud. But obviously, we already mentioned that it's not yet a mass market kind of solution. It's clearly a solution that is starting to grow. It's a solution that is starting to get some traction. We are testing the business model. We are testing the technology, just like we did 15 years ago when we started with a smart card. It was new. We started with a couple of cards, 100 cards, and now everybody has a smart card. So that's pretty much, for me, the path I see for HCE also. Moving to, I think you got some second slide. Here we go. There are so many. It's true. There are so many. Even I have my HCE enabled phone, let's say, and we see after what that means. And I got Android Pay. I got views on the Samsung Pay as soon as I can get it. Apple Pay is due to come, also it's already launched in the UK. So you got so many solutions, MasterCard, Visa, or also have their own solution. And obviously, the question is which one to choose. You can have many options, some related to the card operator, some related to the hardware manufacturer, some related to the operating system. So very much a big question for the financial institution whether I should go with Apple Pay and forget about doing it my own and so on. Obviously, it's a decision that banks have to face, and we are helping them in this process. But it's true that if you go with somebody else, when you will push the button on the phone, push the icon, that will be somebody else's icon. If you want that they push your logo, your brand, your card at the end of the day, you're in charge. You have to have your own solutions, and for that, HCE is the proper one. So, how does it work? Well, it's pretty much simple. It's a cloud wallet. So, concept we've seen already. It's an app on your phone and a bunch of cryptographic elements that in the back that are making sure everything is secure and works fine. Obviously, the good thing about that is being let's say generated as a scope by Visa MasterCard. It relies on the industry standards. So anywhere you can use a contactless card, you can use your wallet. That's good because you get acceptance quite easily. Not everybody has a contactless POS, but it's coming. You get rates of migration in Europe of 75% of certain countries already, 90% in other countries. So that gets a good acceptance. And basically, the play word on the token was because we use tokens. We don't use the card-sensitive data anymore. We use tokens that we put into the phone, and the card-sensitive data is kept in the cloud. So anytime you're paying, you're not actually using your card data. You're using tokens. And tokens, we'll see afterward, are very configurable. So you can get a lot of different security mechanism around it that make sure that if you steal that information, you won't be able to use it. Obviously, in terms of install base, we talked about the POS, and the most limiting factor today on HCE are the phones. You and I, we have an iPhone 6. I'm sorry, but iPhone 6 do not qualify. That's a pity. I know. Difficult to do. We have to wait for Apple Pay. And I hope that our bank will sign with Apple Pay, and that Apple in the future, which I hope 2-3 years from now, will let us do HCE also on their phones. Okay. Meanwhile, we have to rely on Android 4.4, so known as KitKat, and anything after that. Phones with NFC interface, obviously. BlackBerry 10. Microsoft also announced that they will be supporting HCE on Windows 10. So we got a certain range of phones already qualifying, and little by little, everybody's putting it into their phone, and we will get some more and more. Well, they say it's all about the user experience. Is it?
Well, I guess.
Yeah, it is. It is about that.
My take on it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, paying, I tend to say paying doesn't pay anymore. The European Commission is putting a lot of pressure on the interchange fees with the banks. So the issue of a business model is really making less money every time. So they have to think about new business model and move on the service and additional things they can sell to their cardholder. They have the control of the cardholder, and it's a decision that the cardholder has done to go and work with this financial institution. So the right thing about that is that this financial institution that is your bank, you chose it, has some communication and has the capability to offer you some services. So that's what this interaction of a wallet gives to you. So, oops, sorry, one too much. There you go. So basically, if we have a wallet, we've got a smart application that can interact with you, that can do a lot of things. It's no longer a piece of plastic that represents your connection with the bank. It's an application. An application can do a lot of things. They can use the GPS to do geo-marketing. They can use the act of payment to offer you some financial services, paying in 3, 4, 6 times finance it, do a dynamic currency change if you are in a foreign country and you want to see it in euros. And all those services the banks is capable today to offer, but are normally offered by the bank of the merchant. Well, now we can move those services back to the issuer, which is, as I said, your bank. You chose it. You didn't choose the bank of the merchant. You don't know them. But your bank, you know them. So you trust them to do some financial services, obviously. Obviously, I mentioned that already. Safety and convenience, the security and convenience are always, it's always a balance. So at the end of the day, we have to choose the best of both. You cannot have the best, the most secure application and be at the same time convenient and easy to use and make sure that people would use it. You have to bear in mind when we speak about user experience that we are trying to replace a piece of plastic or an act of payment with cash that we've been doing for so many years. I don't want to speak about age. It's not very, you're younger than me, obviously. But that's clearly something that will take time to replace. So we have to create traffic. You have to create motivation for people to use this application to generate traffic on this kind of payment so that it becomes part of our life. If it's part of our life, then when it comes to paying coffee in the morning, we'll be pulling the phone and we'll be clicking on our bank's logo, and the bank already has a communication channel with us, and they can tell you, oh, you're in this shopping center. There is a 3 for the price of 2 in Dunkin' Donuts if you pay with a wallet. Why not? Dunkin' Donuts are not very good for my problem. But obviously, this is the kind of marketing you can do with geo-marketing. Right. And because you got this communication channel. Obviously, the issuer bank cannot do it today. They would have to do it with the SMS or calling you on the phone. That's very intrusive. So the app does it on a nice way. So what have we done? Well, we've done an alliance between the TAS Group and Technocom, both software company providing solutions to financial institutions. We got both footprint in the Southern Europe and Latin American countries with many install base, and we created basically a modular solution, trying to adapt to existing infrastructure of the bank, not being intrusive. As I said, it's just another payment means. So you don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to rethink the whole infrastructure. It's just another payment means. So just add it on your catalog, use it, grow it over time, and maybe one day it will be the biggest spender will be using it. So we developed a range of modules, basically, that connects with the CMS, connect with the authorization center, connects with the wallet, connect with the application, and we try to use as much as possible the existing infrastructure. If you don't have a wallet, we can provide a wallet, but if you already have a wallet, then we will enable this payment on the wallet. And this is all obviously integrated with our big systems, let's say, our card management systems, so Cashless 3.0 and SIA and SAT, which are the basis of our business. That's what have been making the payments possible all those years, all those big systems, managing the card interaction, managing the transaction, and so on. So all these systems already are, the one we control at least, are adapted and are functional with this particular solution. So that makes us for already a very attractive customer base. We've got over 50 customers between the two companies that have those systems in their back office that can come up with the HCE in a matter of weeks or months, let's say. Let's keep it months. Let's not be too overly optimistic. So, putting a diagram is always better than many words. So you got the diagram, basically. This is the diagram. Just to read what it is, in white is the usual banks modules. In yellow is what we bring, and in orange is basically the shared modules. So you'll see in there that we have tried to put APIs wherever it's possible, web services wherever it's possible, to try to integrate with the existing infrastructure as much as possible. Obviously, this is just to put a diagram on my speech. If you want to know more, you're welcome to come by our booth, and we'll be explaining in further details. And the front part, which is the important part at the end of the day, is the wallet and the app. At the end of the day, that's all what we see. All those big diagrams are good for operations and security, and everybody will love to see it when you will speak with the actual people that are managing those back office that makes payments a reality today. But for us, end users, at the end of the day, cardholders, what we want to see is the app. So this is an example of the app we have been providing to some of our customers as a framework. Every customer wants something different with their colors, with their menus, obviously. So it's all fine-tuned. But basically, you see your cards. You can swipe through the cards. You can activate the mobile payment with just a swipe. You get an OTP authentication, and then you are activated for mobile payment. And as soon as you put your phone on the POS, it will ensure the payment, and you will see all the movements in the movement section of the same app. So it's all this very simple, I'd say, payment interaction that is part of an app, it's part of a wallet, providing this as a service and a lot more. Because I'll say traffic, I've said this word many times, if you want to generate traffic, you need motivation people to use your app. Well, geo-marketing, vouchers, discounts, whatever, loyalty, whatever you can do to generate this traffic on the app. Otherwise, it's just an app that does the same thing as your card, so that won't last much. Finally, just a quick note on tokenization. We talked about token at the beginning. This sounds like a weird name. Tokenization is actually protecting card-sensitive data in a cryptographic way. And well, we've seen a lot of our customers using that for HCE, that's for sure. But we see also that tokens offer the possibility to do targeted usage. You can define where and how the token will be able to be used. I'll take an example which is very simple. When you put your card-sensitive data in an application, if somebody steals it, basically they will be able to use it on an e-commerce site, and that's what we call the card-not-present fraud, basically. This is the usual stuff, stealing card information and using it on e-commerce. That's the biggest fraud that all banks are facing these days. When you use tokens, basically you've defined that this information is only valid for a certain kind of usage. And typically you won't allow it to be used on e-commerce if it's a token that is designed to be paying your coffee on a POS. So if somebody gets into your phone and steals this information, they won't be able to use it. Only to simulate and buy a coffee. So the fraud won't be going far. So that's one of the things that tokens are offering. And tokens are also offering the security that we need for PCI DSS certifications. PCI DSS is a growing regulation that we get. We have to comply in the issuing side, especially on the acquiring side. And basically, it requires that all the cards that we have in our back office are also crypted. So even the bank's employees do not have access to the full information. So we try to keep this, I call it the master key. You know, if I'm actually walking around with 6 or 7 master keys in my wallet, that's very dangerous. And we're saying that, you know, we could have a couple of master keys in the cloud and just walk around with some specific keys for specific usage. That's much more secure. And that's where we're going, basically. So what's next? That's the good question. I love the future. We got a lot to do. So this particular slide is, to come back a bit to some of the key messages I've been giving in the beginning. Enabling payment on an app is just not enough. Payment doesn't pay anymore, and paying with an app instead of paying with a card or with some coins, it can be good for freakies like me. You know, it's fun, and you can show off, and you're paying with the phone. Okay, couple of times, young ladies, kind of things. But for the rest of the time, you come back to your usual way of paying, right? So you have to motivate people to use that so it becomes an habit. Geo-marketing of push notification, vouchers, loyalty, anything we have in the back office, know your customers, and you provide them with some specific targeted kind of promotions, that would give them motivation to use the app instead of any other payment means. And that will generate the traffic. We got a couple of leads on that. MasterCard has signed an agreement with a big company for that. We got BBVA also. They've been rolling out their wallet for quite a while. It's a great customer of ours, and they've got 1 million downloads already in Spain and Mexico and Chile, if my memory is correct, and also in the US. So basically, all these are already moving to this promotion and voucher, offering around the wallet. So the wallet allows payment, great, we do that. And the wallet now offers also promotion, geo-marketing, saying, okay, you're around there, you can get some discount here and there. So it drives traffic to the people you got an agreement with, or retailers and so on you got an agreement with. The DSRP is also the next step. DSRP is the acronyms basically for using this technology for e-commerce. In-app purchases, that today when you're buying something from on your phone, either you use the Samsung or Apple Pay, functionality, or you use the card-sensitive data you put into the POS, which is clearly not secure in a virtual POS. So there, we will have the ability to move a token and send a specific token for this kind of purchase to the app, and the app will accept the payment that way. So that's also an evolution. It's part of the specs. It's not yet a reality, but that means you will be able to pay also for e-commerce with the same app, with the same level of security and user experience that we're talking about in the potential world. And last but not least, because everybody's moving in that direction, well, cardholder authentication. Well, today we're still relying on the PIN on the POS. We got the specs are saying you can do also mobile PIN, so putting a PIN on the mobile application, but that's a bit more risky. Obviously, the best is the biometrics or the iTouch from Apple, or on the coming Nexus 5 also has some biometrics. And obviously, you make the cardholder authentication with this biometrics, so you don't have to type a PIN anywhere. So that's the ultimate, obviously, cardholder authentication. And I think that's it for today. As we mentioned earlier, we have a very nice demo on our booth. We're on the 4L048, so on the 4 side, and just follow the red carpet, basically.
Thank you very much, Olivier. It was Olivier Sery from TAS Group. I will see you later for our innovation break in a couple of minutes. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you very much.